Right guys, just a quick video. Found this hammer in the garden of the renovation house we bought. And I started cleaning it. I've cleaned the handle, which was all black tar. This is the last remnant of it. And then I've been using it again without putting anything on the handle. So it got dirty again, and then the head got loose and one of the wedges fell out. So I thought I'd just service it up quickly, and I thought while I was at it, I might just as well make a quick video, show you the service of the hammer, get something out again. You'll have to excuse the mess. I'm a bit more messy than normal, struggle keeping clean, being so busy, but I'll do my best. So what I'll do, I'll pull the head off, wire wheel it. I found this old wedge laying on my bench, which I'll repurpose, not that wedge, I lost it, and I'll glue some more wood in, then having the new wedge in, and it'll be just fine. So yeah, let's get going with pulling off the head first. Right, so the head is off. You might price that out as well. This is where that chipped piece of wood was, where I'll put a new piece of wood in. And this is the handle, which I'll wire wheel now. Inside's pretty clean, so that doesn't require any work really, but this needs some cleaning, so we'll do that first, and I'll clean the handle. Right, so the wire wheel on the head, you know, decent result. Very, I would say, fairly low quality hammer. You know, decent result. Pried the other wedge out as well, because it was quite loose. Just used, you know, with just that little screwdriver, so tells you how loose that was. I'll probably split it up and make a wooden wedge and then a steel wedge. Solve that problem. Did steel wool on the handle again. I think I got it a little bit better. That needs some attention. Do that in a bit. What I'll do now is as you know, I've always been fancying making a vacuum grip handle. Since this is very low quality, this is good practice. I'm gonna quickly watch Scoutcrafter's video on how to do so, and I'm gonna make this vacuum grip while at it. I didn't wire wheel this. I did clean it, as you can see, but this gets used pulling nails and stuff. So I thought best not to clean, because the paint will chip off anyway quickly. Right, let's get on with the handle. Right, so I did quickly check Scoutcrafter's video. He used the lathe to space this out, which is probably much better. I haven't got a lathe, so what I did, I measured the middle up there, eyed out the middle down here, drew a line, then found my starting point for the first hole, which is 3 centimeters in my case. This is a pretty flexible aluminium rule, which was good to wrap over the handle. And then made a secondary line, 1 centimeter to each side, and then I've spaced them out, just measuring. So this is 2 centimeters, this is 1 centimeter from the first, and then 2 centimeters. So this sort of mimics the Hartwell design. And then I've made a little indent for the drill to go in. All my punches are in the renovation project, so I've used this old screw that was still on my bench. Great, isn't it? So that's that. Then all my drills are in the refurb house. So gonna take this bit, because Hartwell is like a little. I think they use a bit like this. Hard for me to explain in English, but this is what I think they use. So you know, I'll lower it until up there, and then I'll drill those holes. So we'll do that now, and then we'll probably wrap it up for what will be tonight for me, but just this video for you. I'm a little bit further ahead, drilled the holes in the handle, like the vacuum grips. I've added an extra hole there. I wish it would focus, really. I've added an extra hole there, which I think is more comfortable. So I did my best. I think I think they're spaced out quite nicely. Quite happy with it. Feels nice. Head's back on. I was gonna film it before I put it on, but I forgot. I've put boiled linseed oil on the inside of the hammerhead, and then also already on the inside of the handle. Coated that with boiled linseed oil, and also on the wedge. I'll show you in a minute. You can see some of the boiled linseed oil there. Everything's wedged in. Not my best job, I will admit. Don't think it looks very pretty. This is the original wedge. That's the wedge that I made of the old wedge. These are all glued in pieces of hickory I had laying around from an old handle. As is here, I made a wooden wedge for the middle. So it is very solid now. These are glued in. The glue's now drying. What I'll do, I'll sand it in the morning when the glue's dry. Hopefully it will look a bit more sightful. Then I'll keep putting boiled linseed oil on, and hopefully it'll stay solid as it is at the minute for quite a while. I think the issue with this tool, this being outside, either in the guy's open garage or in the garden where I found it, then taking it inside, it dries the wood out, causing the head to loosen up because it's been in the moisture for so long. So not the most pretty, but will be effective. This is a user hammer, remember, telling myself, right? So yeah, we'll finish up in the morning sanding the head, putting some coating on there. Probably I'm gonna do some gun stock and then a couple of coats of boiled linseed oil just to feed the wood. That's what I'm gonna do. Right, let's get on with it. Leave it to dry and then get on with it. So here we are back again with the finished resurfaced hammer. I couldn't locate my gun stock. I've located by now, obviously. So just use boiled linseed oil. This side's a bit dark. This side is much better. The boiled linseed oil brings out the vacuum grips quite nice, I think. So I think that looks good. I did a couple of coats of boiled linseed oil on the head by now. The reason I'm not completely happy is because when I tried to fill in this section, it broke off just below the surface, which I think is a bit unsightly. So, and I'm not happy that I reused that old wedge because it's got a bit of indentation right there. Again, it's a user hammer. I shouldn't be so fussy. We'll get used pulling nails in 5 minutes probably. So I shouldn't be so fussy about that. Just think I could have done better. I'll try and keep putting boiled linseed oil on there for a while to feed it and prevent it from getting loose again. Now I looked at the hammer I did a while ago. We've got the same head, you know. Different handle though. Besides this, you can see that there's a little bit of variation in the use a different, well, whatever. I like a light handle like this much better, but this will wear down eventually and I'll be able to coat it with gun stock. So bit of a different handle. I like that I tried out the vacuum grips, and I'll probably do it again. Well, let me know what you think about my project, and this might be the last project I do in this shed, which is a bit sad, but we might be able to squeeze one in. We'll see. I hope to see you again soon if everything goes well. Maybe in a new location, but still making videos, hopefully. Right, thank you all for watching. Bye bye.